Hi guys, TomasHundza here, and today we will talk about the Sennheiser wireless systems and the possible solutions for the mute problem. So this video will include the resetting of the system, the synchronization of the receiver and the transmitter, and also the settings of the squelch and the sensitivity. So let's begin. So first of all, this tutorial is usable even if you have the mute problem and even if you're not. So if you are a new user of a wireless system from Sennheiser, you can use this guide to set your system right. Yeah, so now we assume that we have the mute problem. It means that the transmitter and the receiver even shows mute even if everything is set right. Last week I have a gig, a concert where we have a sound check and suddenly the system stopped working correctly. Everywhere I have the sign mute and the AF signal was 0. For that reason, I decided that I will try to make a video about the solution of this mute problem. So let's try and set the system from the beginning by the resetting, the synchronization, and even maybe the solution for some hardware problems. So if you are new to Sennheiser system, then just a quick guide. Here is the escape button, here is the multifunctional button, and here we have the synchronization button. So the first thing the Sennheiser said has to be done when you have a mute problem is to reset the whole system. So we push the functional button and search for advanced, and here the reset. Yes. Yeah, so we have a resetted receiver. The next step should be easy setup, scan a new list. Yeah, I have a G3 series. It means from 566 megahertz to 608. Yeah, and this is the EV500 receiver from Sennheiser. But what is important that almost every transmitter and receiver has the same menu, so it is usable, this guide, for many systems. Yeah, and the scanning is almost done, and it will give us some banks. Yeah, bank 3, 19 free channels, we will take it. Yeah, and the name for the bank was on 3.1. Okay, I take it. This is the less used frequencies in the area, so it has done the work for us. Now when we have done the easy setup and the reset, we should do the same on the transmitter. So let's try. So on the transmitter we have the menu knob here, very little knob but usable. So firstly we will set advanced and reset. Yes. We have resetted the transmitter. Now the easy setup was done on the receiver, so on the transmitter the reset is enough, and now we will have the synchronization. So the synchronization of the receiver and the transmitter is very easy. We have a little window here with the infrared reader, and here on the microphone just near of the display we have the infrared sender. So we will push sync here on the receiver and pair the two infrared. Yeah, the sync is done as you have seen. Now on the display is SKM2000, which is the series I have of the transmitter, and the sync is done. And we have a mute problem, as we said. If you have a new system, everything's work fine, you are done. So that's it. If you are having the mute problem on the Sennheiser wireless systems, one of the best solutions after resetting and synchronizing again your system is the pilot tune. And the advice of the Sennheiser is that you go to the advanced again and search for pilot tune and activate it on the receiver and even on the transmitter. Advanced and pilot tune active. And now both of the devices have set the pilot tune, which means they can more easily find each other. Sennheiser also said when I was there that it's enough to try different combinations. It means that if the activated pilot tune doesn't work, you should deactivate it or activate it on the one. So try different combinations. It means now we have activated devices, but we can try also inactivate it on the receiver. Yeah, so it's okay. If the mute problem is still there and the pilot tune also didn't help, but I hope it has helped, so then you are done. Then you are ready to use your system again. But if it's still there, you should try to eliminate some physical problems, which you can have. And these hardware problems are originated from the transmitter. In the most cases, it's about the screwing of the microphone head. We will see how to solve it. So here we have the head of the microphone. So the whole head has to be tightened up. And even you can try to control if it's clear, on the both sides, and no dirt is stopping the AF signal to go through the system. So you will tighten it rightly, so you have to control if it's not loosened. So, and my specific problem last week was that the microphone head under the cover, under the pop filter, was loosened from the inside. So this part here has to be tightened up also. Mine was loosened, and Sennheiser guys said that it shouldn't be the case. So normally it has to be tightened up from the company. But maybe, if you are traveling, I have this set up maybe for 2 or more years, and if you are traveling to many gigs, it can loosen a little bit, and then it's not working correctly. So just have everything nicely controlled if it's tight. Finally, RF mute off, and it's working. With no other mute problem, the system is working again just fine, and we will control it also on the receiver. No mute problem. Well done. So guys, this was the solution for the mute problem on the Sennheiser wireless systems. And if you are interested in the right settings for also the squelch and the sensitivity, then stay with us, and I will try to show you the right settings for that too. So about the sensitivity firstly. If you are a vocalist or if you are just a talker, you have to have different settings for your voice. The basic what has to be told is that, as the Sennheiser guys said, the AF has to peak at max at 2/3 of these levels. So if it's at the 2/3, you don't have to be afraid of peaking or distortion. So now we will try if we have the right amount. Oh, yeah, so the AF is all right. It's peaking to the half, to the 2/3, so it's not a problem. And we have the settings at minus 18 decibels. So the sensitivity can be set on the transmitter. In our case, the SKM 2000 menu. We will search for sensitivity, and here it is. It is set to minus 18 decibels, which is okay for vocalists, maybe for speakers. Minus 9 or minus 6 decibels is okay. Why it is distorted? The reason is that also, as you have the settings sensitivity on the transmitter, you also have settings for the AF out. The AF out on the receiver. So the AF out can be set on the receiver. We will search for AF out and we will set it to, so here we have 18 decibels, but it's too much, and we will set it to maybe 12 plus 12 decibels. And now we will try it again. Oh yeah, 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 yeah. So now no distortion and everything is clean and nice. So that's the right settings of the sensitivity and the AF out. The next thing and the last thing we will talk about today is the squelch. The squelch is something that affects the range of your wireless system. The right settings should be displayed here on the receiver, so I will show it to you. So here we go with the squelch, functional button. Yeah. To try if the squelch is set correctly, we have to turn off the transmitter. So just a moment. So at the basic settings, the squelch is set to 5 decibels, which is the lowest. Here you have the RF controller and it's set to 5 decibels, and the little dots are filled to the half. In some environments where you have different transmitters, the RF can be very, very messy, and then you have to use the squelch settings and raise it, so your system will be able to read the signals of your transmitter more and more effectively, and it can be set to maximum at 25 decibels. As you see, the little dots jumped up to the more of the half, but it's extreme settings. And as the Sennheiser guy said, never use in any case the maximum settings if it's possible, because even if we are talking about the sensitivity or the AF out, don't use the maximum settings. Always have the reserve. So maybe 21, but it's extreme too in this environment. As you see, the RF is very steady and very clear, so we can use maybe the double amount of what we see is peaking. So maybe 7 should be enough, but if we want to have a reserve, we'll set it to 9, and we are assured that it will function correctly. So what has to be said about the squelch is that it reduces the range of your system if you set it too high, but we are talking about few meters. If it's not 5 decibels but 9, maybe you lose from 50 meters of range maybe 5 meters, so it's not a big deal and you never experience the difference, so it's okay. So that's about squelch, and we have all the settings set up correctly. So yeah guys, that was all from the Sennheiser Wireless Systems, the right setting up for first time and even as the solutions for the mute problems. I hope it helped you to solve your problem, and maybe in the future I will upload another videos about audio or video systems, even about music, so feel free to subscribe, at least consider it. And I hope I'll see you next time. Have a nice time.